Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today has been a good day. I mean, look at Bitcoin. It is back at around $35,000, Ethereum back above 2,000, and XRP at about 65 to 68 cents. It depends a little bit on what exchange you are looking at, but let's say it's about 68 cents right now. So pretty big recovery, and I'm really glad to see that. Now, having said that, today has been a day filled with crypto news, and you can see at the top here, I have so much stuff open that I think I'm gonna have to spread it over a couple of different videos, or maybe I should do live streams even more often than I'm doing now. Now I'm doing one live stream every other day. Maybe I should do it more, because look at all the stuff that I've got for right now to talk about. So we'll see how far we get. Let's start off by some of the stuff I covered on my second channel, which is called 5 Minute Crypto. Duo vanishes with 69,000 Bitcoin, stash worth $4 billion at peak Bitcoin prices. There's just an African duo here who had AfriCrypt running, and they ran away with 69,000 Bitcoin. Just wanted to quickly share that. Really big, sad story over in South Africa, but a lot of people questioned the legitimacy because a lot of people said it might have been a bigger operation, but I don't know. The story continues on a little bit. Then some positive news for everybody in the crypto space. The Paraguay University is to accept crypto for their I can't even pronounce that word. It's so simple. Tuition fees. Little fun fact, I often say whenever I say tuition. I don't know. It's just hard for me to pronounce, right? Maybe I'm handicapped. But yeah, basically they're accepting Ether, Bitcoin, XRP as of this point, maybe two, I'm not sure. Right here it says Bitcoin and Ethereum on its own, but another article or guide that I found here, XP Crypto Wolf, he says that it will be Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP, and let's actually quickly check out the article itself. It says here plans to accept Bitcoin, Ether, Dash, and XRP as forms of payments. So as of this point, I'm not going to say it's 100% confirmed, but I'm assuming it to be the truth. Let's actually see maybe the university itself actually has it just says Bitcoin and Ethereum straight at the bat here. So we're going to have to question that a little bit further. I am not sure, all right, if they're also accepting XRP. Maybe these guys are just making that up. I'm not exactly sure where they got it from. Then again, it could be that the general director told them that because CoinDesk doesn't really mess this stuff up. Oh, maybe it's actually in the video right here. I didn't check that one out either, as I didn't see the CoinDesk article. So let's just assume XRP is on there, but there's a little degree of freedom doubt. All right, then Facebook, Google, PayPal, and Tesla tokenized stocks coming to FTX. This is built on Solana, and again, it's something I've covered on my 5 Minute Crypto channel. Go check it out. This video might not even be out just quite yet, but it will come out in like an hour or so then if you're watching this video right now. But the kind of lead I wanted to get to by covering this a little bit is FTX here, or I should actually say it differently. People/companies choosing Solana over Ethereum. And there's a big reason behind that. It's really far-reaching. And here's a guy straight out of Texas who put up, FUD alert, does this make any logical sense? And he tagged a couple of people. Ethereum continues to score over Ripple XRP as Bank of Israel uses Ethereum for digital shekel trial. I have that open. Let's quickly see it here. Israeli bank tests digital shekel using Ethereum. Now, I was also a little bit amazed by this initial thought. They have been talking about a digital shekel for a very long while. The bank, which it says have been considering the issue of CBDCs since 2017, wrote that it had not yet decided whether it intends to issue a digital shekel, but in views of rapid developments in the digital economy and in payments, and in view of the major central banks' work on the issue, the Bank of Israel is accelerating its research and preparation for the potential issuance of a digital shekel. And as of this point, Monica Singer, South African lead for blockchain software company Consensus, told Forecast.news, many central banks that are testing the possible implementation of CBDCs are doing so in a private, permissioned ecosystem, and many of them are using Ethereum for it. Ethereum is, of course, a decentralized open source blockchain with smart contract functionality, and apparently, the smart contract in this specific sense will allow the central bank to stipulate the level of CBDC transactions where privacy will be allowed, and above a certain amount, then privacy cannot be allowed to prevent money laundering, for example. You can program that taxes be paid in real time, In countries where the Treasury proposes to distribute social grants, government pension funds, or universal basic income to its citizens, this will be done in real time to the wallets of the citizens. No need for checks or standing outside a bank branch to get paid out. It's pretty interesting. Not exactly sure why they're choosing Ethereum. Here at the bottom, it actually states at least a little bit of info about the BIS. I had that open somewhere too. I'm not exactly sure where though, but I had a little section open about the BIS somewhere at the top right here about how they're kind of bashing Ethereum a little bit. Let's quickly see. I can't find it at the top. Just went. Oh, here we go. Bank of International Settlements damns Bitcoin in report backing central bank digital currencies. Okay, it's actually bashing Bitcoin. Let's quickly read whatever they had to say about Ethereum here at the bottom. If you can find it again. Guys, I'm so unorganized. I have so much stuff open to talk about. The Bank for International Settlements, the bank for central banks, has come out in full support of CBDC, saying, herald a new chapter for the monetary system in its annual economic report released this week. According to a recent BIS survey of central banks, 86% were actively researching CBDCs, 60% were experimenting with this technology, and 14% were deploying pilot projects. In Asia, China is the farthest ahead in CBDC development, with Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, and Thailand also exploring the wholesale and retail uses of CBDCs. Now, actually, I remember now what I wanted to say about BIS. The BIS has actually spoken positively of CBDC very often. That's because it's their niche, right? But they have specifically spoken positive about Ripple on a multiple time basis. It's not just a one-time thing. I can actually type in BIS Ripple on the side here. We've talked about it pretty often on the channel here, I believe. Here's one little article. BIS praises CBDC against Bitcoin as Ripple XRP enters the race. It's not just one thing though, guys. If you kind of scroll through it and look further through the documents, you'll find it more and more often that they're pretty pro XRP, or I should actually say pro Ripple, because of the technology that they have built. Here it says, BIS praises CBDCs against Bitcoin as Ripple XRP enters the race. The BIS report states that stablecoins are no game changer within the industry, as they have the potential to fragment the liquidity of the monetary system. However, you guys can already understand, if I'm not mistaken, I think you guys can understand why Ripple XRP is one of their primary cryptos, projects, or whatever to talk about. As again, Ripple heavily working on CBDC in the CBD realm. Yeah, they got a good connection right there, which is just nice to see. Nothing too important, but it's nice. Then XRP climbs 10% as investors gain confidence. This is a little bit of a skewed article, but it's actually the truth though. XRP has climbed, is that the exact way to say it? Climbed? Not a native English speaker. I think it's climbed. Climbed. No, climbed. I think so. Climbed 10% up, mostly because Bitcoin went up. The only question is, well, how exactly far is XRP going up relatively? And like, as of this point, XRP went up a little bit better than Bitcoin over the last couple of hours. But if you look a couple hours back, I believe Bitcoin has had a better recovery overall. But it's also questionable. I mean, XRP went to about 51 cents or so. Bitcoin went to about $28,000. Bitcoin right now is back at 35. XRP is back at, let's say, about 68. Yeah, it's debatable which one really did better in that aspect because, well, with Bitcoin, it's way more money. With XRP, usually it is better percentages. So, yeah, but XRP is just following Bitcoin along right now with a little bit of a margin of error or a little bit of margin of volatility next to it, going a little bit up more or a little bit up less than Bitcoin is. Point being, people have really not gotten that much more faith. I would say the fear is still there, but a lot of people like I am just thinking right now that, oh, this is just a big crash because of all this FUD and uncertainty in the China situation. But generally speaking, there's really not that much to be sad about. And so people are just buying the dip right now as we speak. And yeah, people are getting a little bit more fear. No, I think the majority of these people who are buying right now didn't actually ever fear anything. They're just waiting for their opportunity to buy some more. Then we had this little thing right here. Craig DeWitt, who is the product guy over at Ripple, says on Twitter, recently released the US Faster Payments Cross-Border White Paper. The future is innovation and interoperability. Sound familiar? Great collaboration across industry leaders, including Ripple, to make the US more globally competitive. This little article here, or I should say white paper, which is not linked, but it's behind somewhere. It's, as far as I know right now, kind of to explain Ripple's role as a part, and just a lot of these other companies' role in making the US more globally competitive. Ripple is one of the parts of like 200 companies, though I don't think it's a really unique thing, but one of 200 companies, for example, together, again, within that 200, a lot of Ripple partners are in there too, that the Fed has chosen to work with and research with for a US Cbdc, or actually to say it differently, for faster payments cross-border within the United States. And it's rather interesting if you start to think about it, how Ripple is specifically built for this, and of course they were chosen to also do some research. But I do wonder, because Ripple is a part of it and it's one of the bigger companies to actually be in the space already and really pull this through, do some research and give guidance, if they might get some integration going and how the connection of getting XRP as a bridge will eventually work. It's really a big question I've had for a good while. Like, how do you get a bridge with the US CbdC if they're going to be built, or whatever faster cross-border payment system they're going to be using? I'm assuming it has to use either XRP or some sort of other bridge. I'm just really often wondering exactly what these guys are going to be going for. It's just something that I have in my head and I wanted to quickly share. But all right, guys, that was it for today's little video. I'm going to have to do some more research on all the articles I have here. It's too much for one. I'm going to lose my train of thought. I already noticed here that it's not going that easy because I didn't dive as deep as I usually do because I wanted to just provide more and more and more news. But I would rather take a little bit of a step back, do some proper research, and make sure the videos are really smooth and streamlined. So let me do some research and I'll come back with some more crypto news, as there's way more than I have open right here and I have to read through a lot of other things too. This is already summarized, right? I already had way more articles open that I kind of closed out, the ones that are not important. But this type of stuff I want to tell you guys about because I think it's important, and we'll talk about it a little bit later today. So stick around, all right? Stick around.